And as always, we bring you guys the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, we got the homie Scott Riley in the building.
Yo. What's up? What's up, family? What's going on?
How you doing, big dog?
I'm good, man. You know, living life and loving it.
BeTheFlow. So we're going to get into,
Flow.
look, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Correct.
So we got you up here for that, but you got a history, man.
I mean,
in these Chi-Town streets, on these Chi-Town courts, man.
A little long in the tooth, you know.
Are you 90s basketball men of the year, millennium, lifetime achievements awards on the court, man? What's going on?
I used to know how to put in the bucket, man. You know, a little something.
Where you play at, man?
Oh, man. I played my high school ball at St. Patrick for legendary high school Hall of Fame coach Max Curlin. And he was dope, man. He was a great guy. You know, he was one who kind of held me accountable, you know, keep the fundamentals, keep the game simple, you know. But then I ended up playing my college ball at Lewis University, where I played for Jim Weitzel, who's now the head coach at BeTheFlow University. So, you know, Lewis was dope, man. I played with a bunch of dope guys.
So,
great experiences, you know.
So from the city, when you was in high school, who was you balling with? Oh,
man, I came out with a hell of a class, man. It was the same year like Antoine Walker, Donovan McNabb, those guys. Who else, man? It was so many. I mean, it was, you know.
Donovan McNabb, hoop. I heard, I see him.
He looked like he could hoop with the height.
Hey, man, Donovan was thick, and he was like, man, listen. One of the strongest dudes I ever played against, like hands down, like
on the court, not on the field.
Yeah, no. That's one regret I have in life. I never played high school football.
Okay,
but on the hoop game, Donovan can hoop. Like he wasn't just no role player. Like Donovan gave them work out there. Like
he was hacking. He looked like
that was like Donovan had game. I can't even front, man. He did his thing. But you know, like Michael Herman, you know, he was doing his thing at Westinghouse at the time. Man, so many ballers, dog. I mean, I don't even know what, you know, just so many, you know.
What about in college? Like, when you was at?
Oh, man, we played in the best, you know, Lewis University's Division II basketball, but it was it's the Great Lakes Valley Conference, which was ranked the #1 Division II basketball conference in America. And it was a lot of Division I transfers, JUCO transfers, just guys who academically probably, you know, should be playing Division I, but didn't, you know, couldn't, you know, either qualified and just weren't happy where they were, or didn't qualify, ended up playing at a Division II spot. But Lewis was dope, man. We had a lot of talent, some straight ballers, you know, guys who just, you know, who brought it, you know, every day. So I was blessed to make the NCAA tournament 2 out of the 4 years I was there, and it was fun, man. It was fun. No regrets at all.
So, like, for basketball, like, what steered you to that sport?
Because my brother played football, and you know, I didn't want to be like my brother. You know, he was a dog. My brother was a dog in football and basketball. My sister was a dog in volleyball, and I wanted to find my own way. So, you know, I went to a Catholic grammar school where they had organized basketball. So in 5th grade, you know, my brother was already hooping, so I started hooping with him. My mom and dad afforded us a little hoop in the back, you know, back driveway. So we started playing a little one-on-one, cousins, you know, all the little cats from the hood. We used to come around and play on our hoop because we was the only one who had one. And that's how I started, man. And probably like 5th grade is when I was like, you know what, I like this. I kind of like this thing.
You was like, what, 12?
What is 5th grade?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I can't even remember.
I don't even know how old I was at that time, y'all. Come on.
That's like 10 years.
Yeah, you know, but no, seriously, man. Like, you know, you just, you know, honestly, you really don't know until you know. And I think it was the first time I played against cats in the hood, you know, because, you know, you playing against your classmates is one thing. But then when you start going to the Columbus Parks, the Golden Domes, you know, the Garfield Parks, you know, like, you know, you playing against other cats in the neighborhoods, right? You know, they like, you know, oh, you're a Catholic school boy, yo, let me give you this elbow, how you gonna take it? You know, like, come on, man. But that's when things got real, and I was like, you know what, it's time to let's do our thing and let's go.
Do you feel like, you know, hooping at those parks like Columbus, the Golden Dome, hooping out on the street, do you feel like that helped made you better as a player?
Oh, man, without a doubt. Without a doubt, because that's where the confidence came from. Because, you know, again, like, you know, because, again, you comfortable playing against your boys. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you're the best out of your little circle you hanging with. But then when you playing against other cats from different neighborhoods, different blocks, it gets real. But then when you walk away, like, shit, I did my thing. You know, you know, like, yep, I belong. So, yeah.
With me being on the west side, I got to ask you as well, what was your preferred court to go to? Mine was over by the Golden Dome.
Yeah, no doubt.
But what was your preferred court?
It's the Dome all day, every day. I mean, the Dome used to have this tournament with, like, you know, the Hoyas, Top Dollars. I don't know if you remember that. You know, they used to just have this league that was just dope. And it was everybody around the city. It didn't matter if you were south suburbs, south side, west suburbs. Everybody came to the Dome and played in this league. And my homeboy, shout out to Cedric Thomas, he put me on. He was like, man, look, I'm playing in this league, you know, it's with Top Dollars, you know, and my boy Kenny Pratt, shout out Pratt. You know, Pratt was a baller too. Dog. Shout out to him, man. West Side, K-Town all day. But they put me on this league. And once I got in that league, dog, it was crazy. It was crazy because you had like all the top dogs in the city of Chicago playing in this one spot at the Golden Dome, and it was intense. So.
A lot of people don't understand how deep the basketball culture is in the city.
Oh,
like, could you can you explain like the passion and how deep it is here?
Listen, I mean, you know, you talk Chicago hoops. I mean, all the way back to the, you know, to the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the ballers that came through this city. You know, New York, you know, they talk. L.A. think they got their ballers, but ain't no basket. Chicago is the mecca of basketball, man. Hands down, all the talent that's come through here is real. Mm-hmm. And I mean, anybody who try and dispute that, we can go tit for tat with names, careers, stats. I mean, come on now. I mean, I'm talking about even the guys who didn't even make it. Yeah. I mean, guys who had it and had some struggles along the way. Or, you know, got injured or whatever their story may be.
Yeah. I mean, imagine Benji. Remember
Come
Benji?
On, man. I'm talking about straight dogs, guys who can ball. So Chicago, to me, is the mecca, hands down, when it comes to hoops.
Make sure to check out the Ill List playlist in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search Illinois Radio to follow our playlist, as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots here on Illinois Radio. And before the break, we were chopping it up about Scott and his extensive basketball career.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Honestly, it feels like a lifetime ago, yo. Like, seriously. And to keep it totally transparent, I can't even tell you the last time I shot the rock.
Ooh.
Like, seriously.
Shot the rock.
It's
wow,
like,
y'all are old.
Yes, we are.
Because I ain't never heard nobody say that. And my mama played basketball in high school, so I didn't heard her refer to basketball as some things. But shot the rock. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to just call you old.
But it's all good. You know, I am 44, and I got the little salt and pepper rocket. Y'all see me up in here.
You don't look that old, though.
But, you know, it's real. You know, it's good genes, baby. You know the black don't crack.
Black don't crack.
You know, mama and daddy did good. You know?
For sure. So I wanted to ask, you know, growing up and playing ball, like, what does that do for a kid growing up in K-Town back in those times?
Oh, man, it was the dream. It was the hope of, like, what if? Like, if you know, if I can make it, you know, because everybody wanted to go to the league, right? Once you pick it up, you get a little taste of it. You know, especially during that era, man, y'all know 23, baby. MJ had everybody dreaming, want to be like Mike, right? So, of course, that was the goal. The goal was, man, I want to go to the league. I want to be Mike.
Like, what was it? How hard was it to stay focused with so many distractions? Because the West Side is known for making money. And there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, I mean, the gangs, the drugs. You know what? I had a dope village, man. Like, I come from a 2-parent home. My mom and pops didn't play. You know, they kept it real. Like, street lights come on, get your ass on the porch. You know, like, you know, nope, you can't go on that block. Nope, you can't go on that block. You know, and I grew up, you know, I had older brother, older sister. I had a ton of cousins. So those are my friends. You know, I really didn't, you know, like, we all kicked it at the house. You know, so that kept us in that bubble where, again, you know, they protected us as much as they could until we started getting to the point where, like, I'm about to get off this porch. You know, it's like.
But you was able to still stay focused. I know you lost some friends that.
Yeah, man. Listen, you know, my boy. You know, shout out to my boy Flip Ford. You know, Deshaun Ford. I mean, that was the first like traumatic, you know, childhood. I can't even say childhood. I probably was like in freshman in high school when it happened. But man, he got killed by gun violence. You know, and it was traumatizing because this is a guy that I was with all day, every day, playing ball. a guy that, that we just really embraced, like, because, again, all my guys I was with, we ended up, believe it or not, like, coming together and playing in this church league, because, again, my family, like, we went to church together every Sunday. It was a routine. Like, we normalized it. Like, you wake up, you go to church, come home, watch some Chicago Bear football, and then we sit around the table together as a family and have dinner. Like, that was normal to me. My family, my mother and father normalized that for me and my siblings. So when I went over other people's houses and that wasn't the case, I'm like, what's going on? Y'all ain't going to sit down together and eat? Like, what? So, again, when you talk about normalizing behaviors and just being, what you think is supposed to be, that's not the case in everybody's world. So, again, when you talk about, growing up on the West Side, it was so many moving parts. So many moving parts. I mean, you walk outside, they selling this on this corner, they selling this on this corner, they selling this on this corner. But you walk your ass to the bus stop, get on the bus, you go to school. You go to practice, get back on the bus, come home. And the great thing about it during that era, like the hustlers, the gangbangers, they knew. Like, look, those are Catholic school kids, they play ball, leave them alone. And it was a code. Like, you didn't, it wasn't no problems. I never had no beef, like that, because, again, they saw what was going on. They saw how my family was rocking, how they was raising us. So it was all love.
Now, you were speaking on, like, behavior. Like, how did your friends passing change and shift your behavior at that time?
It just made everything so much realer because, again, I knew the environment I was growing up in, but it never affected me. And when you think about just the world in itself, nobody really cares about anything until it affects them personally, right? And that's what happened. Like, when that happened, because it was a block away from my crib, like, I'm like, wait, what? I remember my high school coach had, he had hooked me up with a little, like, summer job or something, to make a couple of extra bucks or something. Me and my boy KB Buford, shout out to KB, it's my dog. And I can remember, like, somebody I don't even know what was that. Was it pages? Maybe we probably had a page or something.
Yeah, he probably had a page. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I had a flip phone.
I don't know what your head back there.
Somebody contacted me, I was at work.
You had a beeper.
I remember being contacted at work at the time, man, and I remember crying like a baby, man, when my boss ended up letting me go home early, and, like, me and all my guys ended up getting together, and it was devastating because I was like, I just was with my man the other day. I was just with him.
Right.
And the crazy thing about it, the guy who got him, he went to grammar school with. So they came up together,
Wow.
But it was just like,
that life.
Yeah. So it's, that's when things got real for me because, again, like the norm that I knew growing up in my home, and then, my homeboy being so, close to me, being in my home, he's coming to my house all the time, kicking with me, all that. My mom, sister, brother, they all know him, got love for him, But when he got gunned down, that's when I made it real like, man, these streets ain't playing.
Right.
So, but I was never naive to think that I grew up in the burg. Like, K-Town real. Mm-hmm. Like, it's real. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still real.
Thanks.
So, like, when did things set in for you where you was like, you know what, I want to take on actually helping our community and making mental awareness more aware to the the masses?
That recently happened because of my own personal experience. I'm telling y'all, like, when you talk about change and transitions, that's when my life changed because, again, my whole life, I've been an athlete, like, everybody telling me how great I am, patting me on the back. Oh, great game, man. Man, boy. Oh, you don't got to pay for that. Oh, what? You need help with your paper, baby? Like, life was just good. Like, I was chilling. So as a player, things was dope because I had a lane. That was my lane. I was known as a ball player, doing my thing. And even doing that, after that transition, I went right into coaching. So, I'm still walking around, I had an identity. I was doing my thing. I was Coach Riley. And I'm not just talking about, like, high school coaching. Like, I got an opportunity to coach big-time basketball right away at the University of North Dakota. Shout out to Phil Jackson, alumni, University of North Dakota. But, again, then I leave North Dakota. I come back. I'm coaching at Loyola Chicago. So I'm coaching college ball. I'm recruiting dogs. One of the first recruits I ever got that I signed was Jerome Beasley. He was the 33rd pick in the NBA draft. So the first round pick, they took Dwayne Wade, the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
That second round pick, they took the kid I recruited, National Division II Player of the Year, Jerome Beasley. So, I'm walking around like, doing my thing. But when hooping was over, the coaching was over, that's when I became Scott. And believe it or not, that's when the struggle began.
Okay.
Because again,
I was yourself.
You feel me? Now you got to sit with yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Because I was good at hooping, I was good at coaching and recruiting. Now I'm just Scott. What am I good at? So you know what I said? Oh, I'm good at partying. So again, that's when I started spiraling. Because again, I jumped into that party lifestyle, a lifestyle I could not afford. You feel what I'm saying?
None of us. I can't afford that
lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying?
Either.
So it was a lot of abusing all type of substances, drinking way too much. It was just some dark days, dog. Some straight up dark days. And again, the home I was born in, my old man was just a strong dude. Boys don't cry. Men keep your head up. Emotions. What are those?
Mm-hmm.
So again, when I'm going through these times, who am I gonna talk to about my feelings?
Well, you gonna vent too,
right?
So what was that? What was that bottom, that darkest moment that you was like, shit got to change?
Yeah, that tipping point.
Ooh, when I had a daughter, and I'm talking about. So now we in 2021. It really didn't hit me until 2016 when I knew I was about to become a father. I literally was 50, 60 pounds overweight. Man, if I showed y'all this picture on my phone, my face like this big, stomach out here, you know what I'm saying? And I woke up one day and I looked myself in the mirror and I broke down crying. Cause I'm like, dude, I'm a newlywed, I'm a new father. Why am I not happy? Why am I not happy? I'm supposed to be happy, right?
Right.
I wasn't. I literally cried for 30 minutes in the mirror by myself. I let it out because I was carrying all this like I'm good. Yeah, I'm Scott Riley, walking around, big freeze. Yep. Nope. I was dying inside, dog. Dying.
When you get, go ahead, sis.
Okay, great. Because I really. So it sounds like at that moment, that's when you started your self-love journey.
Yes.
So other than crying in the mirror for 30 minutes, what does that look like for men? Because self-love for women looks a lot different from self-love for men, especially what you just saying. You grew up with the household of
love.
You grew up with love, but you grew up with that mentality of boys don't cry. Right, so that's a battle for real. So how what does self-love look like for you, and what did it look like for you on that journey?
Honestly, it became I had to start loving myself, and then it became a checklist. What do I start with? What's the first thing I need to do? And honestly, that day after looking in the mirror, I grabbed my gym bag. Because I went back to knowing what I do. I didn't go to the gym and start hooping, but at the time I remember at Export, and I remember just going there, getting on the treadmill. My big ass, I couldn't even run. I'm walking on that bad boy, huffing and puffing yo, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be a hooper. I'm talking about jumping out the gym. Ask them in the hood. I used to jump on the gym, put dudes in the basket, boom, quick, come on. I'm huffing and puffing on that treadmill. But I knew this is where the journey began. And I'm telling y'all, that same day when I went to the weight bench, I'm like, okay, I got to get some press in. I swear a light switch flicked.
You had your come to Jesus moment.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm getting chill bumps right now. And I swear that's when I was like, BeTheFlow. I swear, BeTheFlow movement was created right there in that moment. And I knew I wasn't the only one feeling the way I was feeling. I knew it was other people out here, struggling and suffering like me.
The Illinois app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to Illinois Radio live. Download the app right now.
Yo, what's good? It's the one and only Illinois Jones. And you're not rocking with the dopest thing in the streets since crack cocaine. I had a brain fart right there. I don't know what happened.
I didn't want to finish it for him, but
I just got lost in the sauce real quick because I was still on J. Cole. But we still got my homeboy, my partner in the building, Scott Riley.
Yo.
So man,
no way,
from
Jones.
BeTheFlow, I wanted to know from an athlete standpoint because I know playing sports, we learn certain things and we apply it to life. So I wanted to know what's something that basketball taught you that you apply to life every day.
Ooh, man. Well, I try. I try. It's all about self-discipline, man. It really is, because, again, I'm human. I'm not perfect. I still have struggles. I still, make mistakes. But I just think, like, whatever, I tell people all the time, whatever space you in, you just really got to find what works for you. And, again, if that means just retraining the brain from what you thought would work and it doesn't, you have to revisit it, start back again, and find what works for you. So again, like, I try every day to be the best version of myself, because again, it's just not about me anymore. This little girl looks at me like I'm a superhero,
For sure.
and I want that to continue. But again, there's still some days where I struggle, but again, it's work. It's work. Everything we do is work. And that's, I guess, when you talk about being an athlete to what I'm advocating for now is knowing that you have to put in the work to get results.
For sure. You got a question?
Yeah, but
Go ahead. Go crazy. Go crazy.
Okay.
No, go crazy.
Okay, so before the break, we were talking about, like your moment when Be The Flow was created, for you, after that breakdown you had in the gym. So with that being said, like, where did it come from? Like, not where did it come from, but like, what is the concept of Be The Flow? Like, break that down, because I'm not necessarily the most familiar with it.
Right.
Okay. So like, break down Be The Flow for the people so we can get a real big understanding of what actually it is.
Well, I tell everybody that Be The Flow is a movement that advocates for mental health and wellness through self-love. Because again, I stopped loving myself. So I had to find what would work for me. Like, how do I start loving myself to become the best version of myself again? And I tell everybody that, this movement, we advocate for people who suffer from childhood trauma to, any type of trauma to, anxiety, depression, addiction, self-doubt. That's something that a lot of people don't even talk about when you talk about mental health, is that self-doubt that creeps up in your head. Right. Again, it's a movement that gives everybody a safe place to speak their truth and to be able to stand in their truth. And shout out to my sister, Christine, if you're listening. She reminded me about that, about standing in my truth, because I had some struggles. And she was like, you need to stand in your truth. Because again, if you live in a lie, that's a lot. That's a lot. But if you're able to stand in your truth, look yourself in the mirror and knowing that you're putting in the work to be the best version of yourself, life can move the way it needs to move.
That's true.
But again, healing is also meaning looking at the role you play in your own suffering.
Bars.
Accountability.
Retweet.
I'm just saying.
Retweet.
I'm just saying. It's real, because again, so many of us, social media is a beast, and everybody want to say, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm flossing, I'm living this. Listen, I work in education. I'm no baller, but what I am is a man with a purpose, and I try and wake up every day with purpose. And I know my movement is such where, and I'm very grateful. TikTok has given me a platform that I've been able to reach people from Detroit to Canada, New York, Texas, Kansas. I sent some the other day. I sent some swag the other day to Idaho. Because music has always been therapeutic to me. It always been. Even during them dark days, I've been able to put on some Biggie or something, old school Mobb Deep, and that'd be like, you know what, fool, get up, let's go. Music has always been therapeutic. So my thing now is like I connect the music with the message. I got my coffee in my hand, and I'm just boop, 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 doing my thing in the car, and that's what it is, because again, a lot of the messages that I kick out is about me. You feel what I'm saying? Because again, man, this is the world that I live. Like, these are my experiences. This is my journey. Right. Yes. And the times, like, listen, shout out to the people who follow me on TikTok, because I tell y'all, I love y'all. Because again, I will go 3 or 4 days without posting. My inbox is flooded. Like, yo, you okay? Like, we ain't seen no content. We ain't seen a post. Like, right. What's going on?
So it Be The Flow, like the headphones is a symbol of music?
No, the headphones is symbolic to block out the noise.
Ooh. You know, and I was actually about to touch base on, so since we on social media and TikTok and things of that nature, I got to ask you, is social media really good for your mental health?
You know what? I take mental health breaks from it. You know, because again, when those people reach out to me and ask me why I'm not posting, is just because of that. Because sometimes it does get a little overwhelming. You know, because a lot of, the one thing that one of the things I've done is like, a lot of the things that I'm feeling are always like either I'm speaking it through the swag or just through my content. And one of the shirts that I recently printed was Protect Your Energy. And again, because you allow too many people access to you, they would drain your energy.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? And and for a minute, I was just trying to, trying to be a people pleaser. Yeah. Text me or drop me a DM. Yeah, I can probably do that for you. Yeah, And I'm like, yo, hold on, this is too much.
Facts.
And then I'm trying to ship out. I'm doing, y'all see that little nice packaging over there. I do all the packaging. I do all the shipping. And then I'm trying to do this. Yo, protect your energy, because sometimes it's too much, and mentally you need a break.
I mean, is there any other tips you can possibly give those that, may run into an obstacle, mentally when it comes to social media outside of, the breaks? Is there anything else you can like help them get over?
Well, listen, I'm a huge fan of mindfulness. Every day I wake up, I sit on the edge of my bed, close my eyes, and I just stay present in the moment. And I just count my breaths. I don't trip about what happened yesterday. I don't future trip about what's going to happen tomorrow. Something every day I do on the gram, I post the vibe of the day. And at the bottom, I always say, stay present, right? You want to stay present right now. Be kind, not only to others, but to yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually, right? And then live free. I hate when people try and put me in a box. Don't put me in a box.
For sure.
I'm too much energy to put in a damn box. You feel me?
Okay.
I'm just too much. I'm too much. I know I'm too much. I've always been a lot since I've been a little dude. Like, I'm a lot, and I'm 6'5", 270, baby. Don't put me in a box. So again, live free. So if you passionate about something, it's something you want to go get it. Because what I'm trying to go get, I'm trying to build this brand to normalize the conversation of mental health. Why not? We talk about everything else. And it's okay, because guess what? Some days going to be harder than others.
Yeah.
Someday you might need excuse me. Some days you might need to cry. Mm-hmm. On the real. And, to all my brothers out there, man, I want y'all to know, man, listen, we all human. And if you struggling with something, you carrying it, let it out, dog. Cry. Go hug your mama, your grandma, your baby mama. I don't know. I don't care. Like, hug somebody, man. Or even take that moment to yourself and take a deep breath and let it out. Because I'm telling you, for all those years I was carrying and smiling and trying to keep my head up and my chest out, dog, that was heavy. It was heavy.
What's some advice like you'll give to a guy who going through that, like if you see it, like you could see it, like you could see that weight on somebody?
I'm going to tell you, boundaries are big. You have to be able to set boundaries. Certain people, places, and things aren't good for you. And you have to set those boundaries to allow yourself to find your peace, to find your space, to start, like I said, retraining the brain to become the best version of yourself. Listen, we all got something in us that's dope. We all do. No, listen, our people are unbelievable people. We all got it, but again, sometimes we get deterred from the mission, from the purpose, from the passion. And when I've had the opportunity to, do some, public speaking, I always talk about pain, purpose, and passion. And again, I've had some pain. I still have some damn pain. But I also know what I'm passionate about, and I know I turned that pain into my passion. Now I'm just locked in on my purpose. And my purpose is to continue to bring awareness to mental health and awareness to mental health and wellness, especially in the underserved community. Because y'all know, if you struggling with something, especially in the hood, well, it's okay, baby. Just pray. God got you. Oh, no, baby. What? Therapy? No, just pray. God got you.
I was gonna bring up therapy too.
And you know what? God do got you. You know, he got all us. We God's people. But therapy changed my life, yo.
For us.
I went through a whole box of Kleenex up in them.
I mean, let's talk about it. I mean,
the real.
You know, not everyone feels that therapy would work for them, or they might be a little shy, a little nervous, or might just fear to go vent to somebody that they never talked to. So,
well, what's on the other side of fear? You know,
everything that you've been waiting on.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
He preaching.
I'm telling you, what's on the other side of fear? I was there too until I jumped in, and I'm telling you, I encourage. Listen, I met with my my life coach. Should I have a life coach? Shout out to Angela Swain. She's dope. She has a book dropping soon. I'd love to get her in here for y'all because she's a smart woman, man. And I had a great session with her today. And again, it was just about being able to like really look yourself in the mirror. You know, because again, when we talked about what would I say to a lot of the brothers out here, is you have to look yourself in the mirror, and you really do have to challenge yourself to be the best version of yourself, especially if you have kids, man. Like I'm gonna tell you, I swear, if y'all saw my daughter when she with me, like she think I'm a superhero. If she ever saw me off my square, man, she wouldn't recognize me. You know what I'm saying? She think I'm King Kong up in this. You know what I'm saying? Like. So again, you have to be able to stand in your truth. And again, we all struggle with it. No one's perfect. Like I try every day, and some days are better than others. But again, I know what I'm trying to do because somebody said you can have goals and stuff, but you have to have a plan. Like, what's your plan? I have a plan. And again, every day I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build. And to be clear, like someone asked me the other day, man, how your clothing store doing? BeTheFlow is not a clothing line, ladies and gentlemen. I tell everybody, the swag is conversation starter. So if you when y'all rock y'all swag I brought y'all today, shout out to my people here at Illinois Radio,
for bearing gifts.
Like straight up, when you wear your shirt out and somebody say BeTheFlow, what's that? You tell them it's a movement that advocates for mental health and wellness through self-love. You tell them. Because again, I don't like sell gear. So people are like, oh yeah, the denim suit coming out next week. No. When you see the headphones, you know that's meaning block out the noise. Everyday noise. You know, and be the flow of that positive energy. Good energy is contagious. That's my content on TikTok. The smile, the music, the message. That's what people, when you read the comments, people are like, damn, I needed this today. I was about to quit. Ooh. Thank you. And that means everything to me. That's the win. That's the win.
I got to ask you, too, for everybody that would like to know, like, what's your biggest goal for BeTheFlow?
Man, I'm trying to take it to the next level. And when let me reel that back. I'm about to take it to the next level. Because, again, I truly, this is my passion. Mm-hmm. Because I have a story. And, I mean, if we had more time, y'all would be like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, things were hard, man, like for real. But again, it's about normalizing the conversation because we all have a story. Right. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm from K-Town, baby. Like, you know, right? K-Town. Shout out to my man. West Side, baby. Like seriously, it's all about you have to be able to be. You can't there's no shame. Like this is your journey. Right? And again, like how you gonna move, how you gonna navigate through it? Because you know what the easiest thing to do is to quit.
Right. Mm-hmm. And you do a lot of that in pushing people doing your workouts.
Now listen, the thing that I knew that I was on to something is that I started the BeTheFlow Wellness Program where I offer free meditation, yoga, and fitness to the west side of Chicago. And when I tell you the first Saturday I did it, 6 people showed up. I walk up out of there like, man, damn, I'm wasting my time. Next weekend I had 22 people. Next weekend I had 28. It just kept building. The momentum just kept building. Because you know what? People just said, yo, what? And I didn't know black people were so intrigued about yoga.
Yo, Remains did yoga this morning.
Yoga night. On the real, because that was my biggest group. like I led meditation, but then I had a lot of amazing volunteers that came and led the yoga, and I led the fitness portion of it. But people, like the biggest group was yoga. And then I'm like, okay, we're getting down in about 10 minutes with the hit train. They're like, all right, do say something. Like, what? Y'all ain't gonna stay and get the sweat in?
But I think it's because yoga, like with yoga, because I do yoga too from time to time, like that really teaches you how to channel your energy and control it. So like being on the west side, like being in the hood, people probably, that's close to some people are probably getting to therapy. You know what I'm saying?
No
is
doubt.
being able to be, like you said, present in that moment, able
No
to
doubt.
just like hone in and control their energy. So that's not surprising to me.
But we coming back, y'all. The BeTheFlow Wellness Program is coming back. I'm in talks right now. This whole pandemic just threw everything. The momentum was crazy. I had people coming from the burbs, out of state, checking in, coming to the wellness program. It was dope.
How did the pandemic affect you in pushing BeTheFlow?
I mean, honestly, it helped because it helped me through some self-growth, and then it introduced me to TikTok. I'm telling you, listen, I first of all, the store is in place because every year I have an annual BeTheFlow backpack school supply giveaway. And when I first launched this thing, I was able to service over 125 black and brown girls and boys and girls on the west side of Chicago with backpacks full of school supplies. I'm talking about scientific calculators, the whole yard. I mean, the whole nine. Because again, people purchasing the swag allowed me to do that. So every year, boom. And shout out to my family, my cousins, my mom. Mom, I love you if you're listening. Like, they just, like, you know what, we a village. So they like, yo, we had every year Labor Day weekend, we have a family reunion. So Friday night, my family, we stuffing backpacks. All night. Saturday morning, we throwing up tents. I got a live DJ. We got vendors out there with food. And we partying. And like we live in K-Town, right there on the corner, baby. I ain't giving out my address. Maybe some stalkers.
No, we ain't gonna do all that. But if y'all see us turn, that's where we at.
But no, serious, it was a beautiful thing, and then boom, the pandemic hit, so I wasn't able to do it this past Labor Day, and we weren't able to have our family party. So now, as we approach Labor Day, I'm telling y'all, BeTheFlow2016.com. You can go purchase some swag. Man, listen, the proceeds help fund the backpack giveaway. Right now, just from the TikTok fam, I'm already able to service about 150 to possibly 200 kids.
Shout out to TikTok.
Straight up. Yeah. These people are buying the swag.
You don't even give out your TikTok.
Man, no, listen, at Mr. BeTheFlow. Come see me. Dance with me with your cup of coffee in the car. Like, we out here, man, putting the music and the message out here to the people. Because again, we all have a story, we all have struggles, man, and I have no problem, admitting, my flaws. It took a long time, and shout out to my sister again. She reminded me, like, fool, stand in your truth. Because life becomes that much easier when you can admit your struggles.
Sure do.
You feel me? I have struggles. But I work every day to be the best version of myself, and that's all I can do.
Now, again, let people know how they can get in tune with you on your social media, your TikTok, your Instagram.
Man,
also let
you
people
can
know the site as well.
Yeah, no doubt. TikTok, you can find me at Mr. BeTheFlow. Instagram, it's at BeTheFlow2016. Man, you can reach me at scott.anthony44 on Instagram. I even got Facebook at BeTheFlow. But go check out the store, man. Some dope stuff. I just dropped some new tumblers in there, some camo racing back tees for the ladies who like to work out, some new tees at BeTheFlow2016.com.
And remember, y'all, by y'all copying merch, you're helping a bigger cause. So definitely BeTheFlow2016.com. With that being said, hey, appreciate everybody for tuning in every week, every Saturday. Not even just every Saturday, every day. You feel what I'm saying? Every day. Download that Illinois app. Take us with you wherever you go. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all of those things at OfficialBeatGo. That's Official B as in boy, EKOE. Pretty ride. What it be?
What it is? What's up? Macho nigga in the cut. Goddamn.
Turn up in,
It's a vine. Oh my God, y'all are so old. If the people who gonna know, they gonna know what I'm talking
Look,
about.
I passed you the rock, and that's what you did.
I didn't even realize that's what you said.
You better ask somebody.
Swish.
Not swish, but yeah. Follow me on Instagram. Where's my voice going? I don't know. Follow me on Instagram at Pretty Riot, Twitter at _Pretty Riot. Visit my website, prettyriot.co. And yeah, Jones, what's y'all?
Yo, you already know. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Illinois Jones88. I don't like y'all that much to get out my Snapchat and Facebook. But it's all love, because if you want to hear my voice or see my face, you can always download that Illinois app, or you can go to illinois.co. Look, Chicago, I need everybody to do me a favor, because y'all out here driving real reckless. Okay? I need y'all to drive like y'all got some sense now, because if y'all wilding now, I need y'all to buckle up, because it's wet outside, and the only thing the rain stop us from doing is the dash. So I need everybody to party hard, but party safe. And if you can't do both, stay your ass in the house.
And we'll catch y'all next week on Saturday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And with that being said, we finna end things off with J. Cole. Yes, it is. We gonna talk about that. J. Cole is in the mix with Interlude right here on Illinois Radio.
I'll holler.